Shalom, everybody. Greetings, family and friends. This is Regina Ruth, recovering Pharisee, back again. Step one. Remember, we talked about step one when I introduced the book by John Fisher, Fair Use. Step number one. What is step number one again? We admit that our single, most unmitigated pleasure is to judge other people. And we were going to talk about that word mitigate or unmitigate. And so mitigate means to be less severe or less hostile or less harsh, while un means not. So basically, when we're saying unmitigated, we're saying that we are being harsh. We are being severe. We admit that our single most severe pleasure is to judge other people. That is the first step to the recovering Pharisee. So what is a Pharisee? What are we recovering from? What are we overcoming? Because when we think of recovery, recovery is to overcome. We don't want to be the ones to harshly get pleasure out of judging other people. Well, in the ancient times, during Jesus' time that he walked the earth, a Pharisee was a group of religious leaders. They were Jews, and they were all about the law, the letter of the law, rather than the spirit of the law. And now modern day Pharisees, they don't necessarily have to be religious leaders. They are just people that are religious and legalistic. Okay? So, the original Pharisees, they were concerned about laws. I hear them talking about 613 of them. So many of them, like washing hands before eating, observing the Sabbath day by not lifting a finger, fasting twice a week, and tithing. Modern day Pharisees now, they're more concerned about the do-nots, like might be smoking, it might be drinking, or watching R-rated movies, or even interpretation of scripture. Modern day Pharisees. Well, Yeshua, Messiah, Jesus Christ told them that the more important matters of the law were justice and mercy. And he also redefined what lawlessness really was and expanded the law, redefined the law. He said, do not murder becomes now, do not become angry. He said, do not commit adultery now means don't even look upon someone with lust. So how can any of us keep the law? There is none, not one of us that is righteous. Why do we like judging so much? According to Fisher, Fair Use, one reason we like to judge so much is because it gives us a way to affirm ourselves. We can always find someone who is worse. I can always find someone who is worse than I am. No matter what I've done or how bad I've been, this can give me comfort. I'll give you an example. I was at church the other day, and I'm going to call her name Lacey, even though she has a different name. And Lacey, I said hello to Lacey. Okay. And Lacey and I have a little history, not recent history, but just some past history. And so I decided I was going to be a good Christian and speak to her and say hello. And so I said, hi, Lacey. And she said, hello. And as soon as she said that, in my mind, I judged her so harshly. I said, she is so fake. She is the fakest person that is here. And all the time I was thinking I was this authentic, real person that spoke first to her, despite of our little history and all of that. So that's just an example. So Martin Luther King called this the push-pull theory, where you push somebody down to pull yourself up. And the purpose of this is to establish self-defined superiority over others. That is what we do when we are judging. We're judging. We're judgers. We love to judge. We do it in our minds. It happens in our minds where we're the only judge. We're the only jury, but we're the judge of what someone has said, what someone has looked like, somebody's behavior. We're always judging. I mean, there is a righteous judgment, but I am talking about this Pharisaical judging that we do. Remember the Pharisee and the publican that went into the temple to pray? And the Pharisee said, "Oh Lord, I thank you that I am not like other men. I am different. I am better. I tithe everything that I have, and I fast twice a week." And then the publican came in and he said, "Oh Lord, have mercy on me. I am a sinner." Who do we want to be? Do we want to be like the Pharisee? Or do we want to be that publican? I don't know about you, but I want to be more like that publican. I want to overcome being a Pharisee. I want to overcome being like the Pharisee in the temple. Now remember what Jesus said, Yeshua, Messiah. He said, "Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." So if we want to receive mercy, we have to be merciful. And if we don't want to be judged, we have to stop judging. Judging, being a Pharisee. Oh, Abba, Lord, Father, help us to be merciful and be merciful to us. Okay, next time we're going to do step number 2, and I'm just going to introduce step number 2 right now. Step number 2 is we have come to believe that our means of obtaining greatness is to make everyone lower than ourselves in our minds. Until next time, have a great day.